Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
There's a lot going on right now. Mounting economic inequality, threats to democracy, environmental disaster, the sour stench of chaos in the air. I'm Brooke Gladstone, host of WNYC's On the Media. Want to understand the reasons and the meanings of the narratives that led us here, and maybe how to head them off at the pass? That's On the Media's specialty. Take a listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's hang out. Let's hang out. And let's talk about what lesbians about. Let's hang out. And let's listen to two lesbians shout. Let's hang out. Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Lez Hang Out, the podcast that was voted cutest couple, but like it's just platonic, you guys, we keep saying this.
So true.
No one ever listens to us, Ellie.
It's just because we're the best couple on earth, Leigh. What are you supposed to do?
The podcast that was voted most likely to talk at you about gay shit for
4
hours.
8 years.
Without ever stopping. From the West Coast, I'm Leigh Foster.
And from the East Coast, I'm Ellie Brigida. To those of you who've been with us this whole journey, thank you as always for listening. If you're a new listener, welcome. We're excited to have you here. Here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This week in the Lesdom is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. And this week, we'd like to remind you that during season 8, we are releasing Patreon bonus episodes. Our first one will be out on October 7th on Saltburn, so you can get all of our thoughts on these gay boys. Can't wait. And you can join us at bit.ly/lespatreon for more of those episodes.
We also want to remind you, Ellie and I are starting to plan our next trip. Queer retreat somewhere, and we are still looking for suggestions of where. We are starting to price out some of the ideas that we've had or that other people are sending to us. So if you want to have some input into where we might go, you got to reach out to us soon. Otherwise, you can keep an eye out for details on where we will be going as soon as we make those decisions.
In the greater Les universe, gay shows are getting canceled over and over. How many times have we freaking said this?
Endless.
This week in the Lesdom.
It's endless.
The new Pretty Little Liars reboot has been canceled, which is very sad because it was gay. So we're sad. Sorry, Pretty Little Liars fans. They had to take the gay away from you.
Disappointing. Also in the Greater Lez universe, we want to mention that there's a movie called My Old Ass, which I think just came out, right? Came out
like last week, I think.
Yeah, like in the last few weeks. Stars Aubrey Plaza, already gay. It sounds like it's sort of a, coming of age tale. I think it's like a girl who meets her older,
she
older
takes like a
version
mushroom
of
trip
herself.
and she takes a shit ton of mushrooms and then meets an older version of herself.
Which also has so much gay potential to it. And also my fun fact about the Greater Les universe story about this is that it also stars a new up-and-coming actor named Carter Trezzolo, who happens to be the son of a very gay person that I went to high school with, who was on my track team. And I have been looking at pictures of him on Instagram since he was like a little teeny tiny baby, and he was the cutest baby ever. And now he's in this movie with Aubrey Plaza. So if you haven't seen My Old Ass, go check it out.
Check out Leigh's old ass.
Check out Leigh's old ass.
No, you know what's so funny?
Go.
Another funny story from this. One of our band members, Beth, was like, I'm gonna go see, I'm seeing My Old Ass on Thursday. And I was like, I didn't realize it was a movie. I was like, what are you talking about? Whose old ass?
You're like, that's a weird thing to tell me
Yeah, I
about,
was
but
like,
have
okay.
fun.
I mean, if you want to go do that, fine.
You're like, your ass is looking great.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Okay, also Aubrey Plaza related. Aubrey Plaza always having a moment in our hearts.
Yeah.
Agatha All Along has just come out and is gay. Catherine Hahn and Aubrey Plaza in a gay witch story. during the fall season,
Gay Christmas.
This is so exciting.
Hitting hard this year.
This is so exciting. So enjoy, gays.
Yeah, that's what's happening this week. Back to you, Ellie and Leigh. Thanks, Ellie and Leigh, and we are so excited to bring you episode 4 of season 8, Cliché Gays.
We love being Cliché Gays.
Cliché Gays. So here was my pitch for this episode, Ellie, is, I feel like you and I, here's the thing we say all the time, right? Is we want people to be living their best gay lives. And I was just thinking, like, what are the things that we would say are our best gay lives things? Like, what are the gayest things about
Yes.
us? And so I thought we could do it, like, as, sort of like a la high school yearbook style, right? And just talk a little bit about not just what we think are, like, the gayest or least gay things about ourselves, but about each other.
I'm so nervous about this. I was trying to, like, take notes earlier.
I wrote notes down. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, it's more will come to me as we go.
Yes. So this is going to be an extremely unserious episode. But, like, I don't know. I just feel like we always talk about, like, the stereotypes that we find in all of our Should Have Been Gays, everything we watch, like, everything we look at now, we look at with our different gayer eyes. And so I just wanted to, like, turn that in.
Turn it up a notch.
Turn it inward and and discuss a little bit about, like, what we think about what we came up with and how that reflects on our rampant homosexuality.
I'm in. All right, so
Or not.
how would you like to start, Leigh? With
I feel like I should have, like, brought a coin to
you want to, like,
flip,
popcorn
who-
it back and forth? You know what I mean?
I think we should, and I don't know what you'd like to be subjected to.
I don't know. Well,
first.
okay. Well, here's the thing. Let me just talk a little bit about my experience.
Okay,
After
do it.
you threw this prompt at me,
I'm so excited.
because here's one of the things that I sort of discovered, but I guess, like, sort of knew about myself, because I was like, I am quite gay, right?
Yes,
But I was like, what are the gayest things about me? And I
it's
was like,
hard
what are lesbian stereotypes? Like, on Reddit, right?
on Google. Yeah,
And I think this is just a problem with the queer community, is that all the freaking lesbian stereotypes are about butch lesbians.
yeah.
And so I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was like, you have short hair and you love to fix things and, like, you drive an SUV and you love cats. And I was like,
I was trying to go outside the box a little bit.
no. And then I tried, like, that's the thing that I was like, okay, I can expand my mind. And I was like, and I literally wrote, the gayest thing about me, I love women, ? Like,
Sure, a classic,
like,
a through and
I
through.
cried while hooking up with a man. Like, these are, like,
mm.
intrinsically, like, gay experience, like, lesbian experiences. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
What I love about this for you is that I sent you a pitch for this episode that was just, like, pure comedy fluff, and you instead had, like, a deep existential crisis and then went very literal.
I really
With,
did.
like,
I was like,
what is gay about me? I do love women sexually.
exactly. I was like, and then I was like, okay, I'm getting deeper into it. I was like, I can't sit. Okay. We're getting somewhere. I'm a little
I'm so sorry, but I'm just picturing Ellie. Like, if I was gonna write this in a script, it would be like, Ellie, fist deep in a woman. What does make me gay? Like,
it's literally so true, though. I'm like, the gayest thing about me is that I'm gay. I don't know. Like, it's not, like, I don't like hiking. Like, I don't know.
What did you?
Don't put me
what
in a
did you
cage.
end
Like,
up on?
don't give me a
with.
tent to set up. Like, I don't know.
Did you land on something
I eat
for, like, your what you
meat.
think is the gayest thing about you?
I'm not a vegetarian. I shave my armpits. Like, I don't know. Sorry, I'm, like, screaming. Okay, but I did come up with a few things.
Okay.
And this is just more, I think one of the gayest things about me, this is a more, not serious, but just, like, is true.
Okay.
Is I feel most comfortable and I seek out other queer women and just like queer people in general. Do not put me in a group with straight people. I have nothing in common with them. So
what would I talk to them about?
What would I say to them? So I don't know how to say that in like a superlative kind of way, but it's like most likely to like not see a straight person for 3 years.
This doesn't have to be a superlative. The superlatives are going to come later. Don't worry about it.
But
this is just describe the gayest thing you see about yourself.
The gayest thing about me, I think, is that like the only straight people I know are my family.
So true. Yeah.
Like, I have to
and we love them.
Like I have to know them.
Allies.
So that's
to be fair, not all of your family is straight. So hey.
True.
Shout
but
out
I'm just
to
saying.
Auntie Meg.
And then too, just like any space that I go into, I mean, particularly in Boston or in general, in any gay space I go into, people are like, somebody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, Ellie!"
Yeah.
Like I'm the person in the room who like everyone's like, "That lesbian, we know her." So that's one of the things. And also that I am still friends with people that I've slept with.
Yes. Extremely gay trait.
Which is like, I feel like peak
Yeah.
gay, and also just like combines with the fact that like my friend group is all queer people. So it's like, you can't, like I can't cut them out.
It is funny sometimes where like I feel like we talk a lot about gay things, and like you and I, we sort of exist in this little like echo bubble of our own podcast. I get it, sure, fine. But sometimes I do forget when you're talking to straight people, like some of the things that you just take for granted that they don't. And then you have to like, you find yourself having to explain that you're like, yeah, like some, like you can be really good close friends with your exes. Like that's, I'm like, it can go either way, sure. Like sometimes you're just like burned, bridge, ground, salted, of course.
Yes.
But like there's not this inherent immediate like end
expectation
to
that
your
you have
to that relationship is just like done and you will never talk to them again. And like sometimes you're just like casually in conversation and you're like, oh, I have to explain this to you, huh? Like,
yeah,
it's weird. It's weird.
It is weird.
Okay, do you want to know what I said? This is the gayest thing about you.
Yes.
Or do you have more? I don't know. You went on like a journey with this.
I really did.
I'm so excited that you had this deep self-reflective day, you know?
I did. Well, I like that I have a few that have just like question marks next to them. So I was like, Converse?
Am I gay?
Question. I like Converse.
Does that make you gay, or does that make you like Avril Lavigne skater boy kind of era?
I also said I used to skateboard, so that I put that on there.
I'm trying to picture you on a skateboard, and I'll be honest, I can't.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like when I was like, oh, and then I said the least, right? There's so many things.
Don't get ahead of us, Ellie. Don't get ahead. We're not done.
So many things that are not gay about me. But oh, and then also, I started a band specifically to surround myself with more queer people.
You really did.
I really did.
So. You really did do that. Okay, so what I ended up doing, because when I was doing this, I was like, I feel like I could make an endless list, right, of both things for you and I. And so I limited myself to sort of like, here's my thing and then my runner-up. I went with like a top thing and then a runner-up thing for both most and least gay thing about you and I. Mm-hmm. And I had a theme for your most gay things about you that I kind of liked. So my most gay thing about you, I just wrote down star power, because I feel like gays, they just shine a little brighter.
They're just better.
You know?
Yeah.
They're just a little bit better than you.
So right.
And I feel like it's not just that I think you have that quality, but you have it in such a distinctly gay way, if you ask me.
Oh, for sure. Do
you know what I mean? Like, you're not just like, I'm a diva. Like, you are a, yes, a celesbian gay diva. Like, that's, and they're totally different beasts, right?
You're so right.
So, I was
that's
like,
a very nice superlative. Thank you, Leigh.
You're welcome. Yeah, so I was like, that's, if I had to pick, because it is hard, right? Like, I feel like I started doing the same thing where I was like, what's gay about Ellie? And I was like, well, she's super fucking gay. I can't write that down. That's
Exactly. It's like you can't define a word with a word, except like that's the point.
Yeah. So I went with like I think the gayest thing I would say was like star power, because then it also it like wraps a lot of things into it, right? Like it wraps your band into it. It wraps like like a lot of, and
Love
also
it.
just sort of like epitomizes the like gay fabulousness.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Now the what the on theme what I said runner up is belief in stars. By which I mean, of course,
Astrology.
you are an astrology gay.
Yeah. I also did
And
actually write
this-
that on my list, but I was like, I don't
This
want to
is
go.
an extremely
I don't want to go
gay
there.
thing about you. But I just feel like all around the gayest thing about you seems to be stars. Like just celestial bodies
Mm-hmm.
and you gay.
Astrology.
Ellie plus stars equals homosexual, like
Yes. That is so true. That is so true. All of the
I think
stars.
I think it fits.
I think you nailed it. You
Okay,
nailed it.
that was my gayest and runner-up gayest thing about you. Now, important question.
Yes.
Would you like to do the least gay things about you, or do you want to do gayest things about me
No,
and then do our least
let's
gayest things
do gayest
next?
things about you. Yes, let's go.
Okay. I said the gayest thing about me because again, it does get hard. It's hard to like
It's so
self-reflect.
hard. It's so hard.
And especially I do have to laugh because you're like, oh, I have all of these, like I looked up all these stereotypes and none of them match me. And I'm like, because you're describing me.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Because you're a little bit more
describing
leaning
me
towards
as a person.
the butch lesbian era. You know, I know you're not butch, but you know,
so
you
what
lean.
I tried to do is to go very specific. Okay, so what I said is the gayest thing about me is the number of shirts I own from the little boys department of stores.
That
Just
is-
the sheer quantity, just by the numbers. I think that counts.
What is the number?
It's higher than I'd like to say. No, I don't know. How many do I have? I have at least 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna say at least 10 button downs that I could name that are definitely from like the boys section. They are a boys large. I don't even always wear an extra large. In case you were wondering if I am the size of a 14 to 16-year-old boy, I am the size of a 13-year-old boy.
Yes.
Most precisely. It
If
is
anyone
hard
wants
to buy a women's
Leigh a little boy's shirt.
Listen, it is hard to buy. I do at Old Navy I tend to wear an extra large because they run small, but at a lot of other ones it is hard to buy a women's short sleeve button down shirt that is not like the tiny little like cap sleeve. Like it's like a sleeve almost got sewn onto this shirt, but then someone fell asleep halfway through sewing it. Like I don't like that. I just want like a sleeve, just like a regular.
You want a 13-year-old boy sleeve.
I want exactly that.
That's it.
And they're hard to find because it's like the ones that fit the best that I have found, they're all from like surfing. Like, you know, it's like O'Neill. Like they fit me well, but then they're always like, here's another Hawaiian shirt, floral design. And I'm like, okay. It is a struggle.
It is a struggle. I'm so sorry.
I know. That's okay. I persevere.
At least you
I'm
found what works
strong.
for you.
Yes. My runner up for myself is hard because there's just like
There's a lot.
so there's so many things where it could be like, yeah, like I am very handy around the house. Like I do like in a fixing things.
Yeah.
kind of way,
Handy.
right.
Sometimes
yes.
handsy with an
Yeah. Different.
different
things.
Different.
So I did land on, again, I decided to go by the numbers. So I went number of inches of hair total on my head. It's not high. It's not a high
It's not
number.
high.
It's
No.
also, it's like I just got a haircut right now.
Is
like
it, yeah,
last
like
week. So it's like very, very clean
how
up and
close
shortened.
the shave is?
Yeah. We're a number 1 on the side. Okay. That's what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, you fit a lot of stereotypes, Leigh. And it's okay. That's why we're here.
I like,
And we're both most likely
I'm good with a drill. I'm good with a hammer. Like,
Mhm.
you know,
Yes.
we're both most likely to what?
We're both most likely to to talk about geisha for 8 years. So
I mean, the thing is like, I couldn't figure out a way to make the podcast be the gayest thing about me. I feel like the podcast is a symptom.
yes.
It's not the disease, you know?
Yes. It is definitely it's the longest lasting symptom we've ever had.
I went around and around it a bit because I was like, yeah, like deep esoteric knowledge of niche gay. Because like you could have gone the amount of like foreign TV shows
Yeah.
that feature gay characters that I could name off the top of my head.
I feel like I need to start saying mine because it's funny.
Okay, no, go. Yeah, sorry. I almost forgot that you hadn't yet.
Because
Go
my
ahead.
number one for you was most likely to have seen that obscure foreign lesbian web series.
Wow.
Like,
I
so
walked
specific,
straight
and
into
you
that
literally said it. And you literally said it. And then wait.
Listen, some of us have PTSD from Los Hombres de Paco, and it's not our fault, okay? Some of us, lesbians of a certain age, were traumatized early, and it just, like, you carry that with you, okay? It's a heavy pain that we have to bear for the younger gays who never had to suffer the way we suffered.
Exactly. Most likely to tell younger gays how good they have it. I didn't write that one down, but that's funny.
Here's the problem. The problem with this being the gayest thing about me is, honestly, I should have said that, because I cannot tell you how many conversations I have had with straight people where you try to explain why I know so many of the words to Wicked in German.
In German, yep.
And you're like, well, see, there's this actress called Lucy Scherer, and she was on Hound Aufs Herz, and that is a really terrible German daytime soap opera version of Glee, where she dated a tiny little blonde girl. And it's like, you sound like a crazy person, and there's no way to make straight people understand it. And I'm like, but gay people, even if they're like not that type of gay, they'd be like, well, I mean, whatever your thing is, good for you, you know?
What you have to do. Also, I'm like, you've never met my friend Gael, I don't think, but she is French, and she also is huge lesbian. And what's the gayest thing about her, Ellie?
Well,
she's the same. Like, she will go on a rant about, like, she'll be like, oh, you need to watch this Brazilian thing just for the, like, I don't care about the plot. It's just these two hot women, and they get together, blah, blah, blah. Like, she'll watch she, like, streams shit illegally. Like, she will get it. She will find it. She will watch it. She will tell you to watch it. I also don't remember if I told you this, but I feel like it's a funny story for the podcast. So I'm going to say it now because it's funny.
Great.
And it relates to Gael. So Gael, her wife is Grace. She's our drummer in the Femmes. And Gael texts me and she's like, Ellie, I had a nightmare last night. In my nightmare, you told me you weren't a lesbian anymore. You've been thinking about it for a really long time and you were so sure. Like, and she's like, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I shook Grace awake. I was like, I had the worst nightmare. Ellie told me she's not a lesbian. And Grace was like, that's not a nightmare. I'm going to sleep. Why would you wake me up for this?
I can't believe in your what's your gayest thing about you, you didn't come up with, like, my friends have panic-inducing nightmares about me
being straight. Yeah, because they would be like,
this is a cause for deep concern.
Deep concern. Yeah.
I feel like you did tell me this.
I feel like
recently.
I just don't know if we did it on air.
That's so valid. That's so valid for someone to feel so strongly about, like, how deeply innate your gayness is to you.
That it was an actual nightmare. Yeah.
Incredible.
Wow. I had other ones though. Okay, so
oh God, great.
I actually did too many because I couldn't decide.
Okay.
But I find it funny because these are some things you said. Most likely to get recognized at Home Depot.
If only, Ellie. No one ever recognizes
They don't recognize
me.
you. They're not. Do you go to Lowe's? Like, you go to Home Depot.
We have a Home Depot close to us. So, yeah.
We talked about this briefly earlier. Most likely to have their ex in their wedding party. But I was like, we've brought that up many times before. That's obvious. Most likely to own a tattoo vinyl record. I was going real specific.
But these are also, you're still on superlatives. These aren't the gayest thing about me.
I thought that those was superlatives.
No.
Oh, the gayest. Okay, sorry. I was really
Gayest things about me.
Well, okay. So, gayest things about you is your extensive queer knowledge.
It's so true. That applies to both of us, I think.
Like,
although we are in like a very specific lane, you know?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And then also, it was your handiness. Those were my top two for you.
I am very handy. I love fixing things.
I know.
It's so funny because it's like, again, my poor coworkers sometimes who get subjected to to working with me and like spending time with me, where it's like they'll just make like an offhand comment where they're like, oh yeah, like this thing isn't working, and I'm like, tell me about it, let me fix it, can I fix it? I wanna fix
The
it right
amount
now.
of times we've been on this podcast and a guest is on and you're like, I'll fix it.
Your computer's not working? How?
Yeah,
Tell me
exactly.
more.
I will fix
Let's
everything.
troubleshoot.
Yeah. You are the ultimate fixer.
Can I tell you this story? I don't remember if I've told you this or not, but I was at work like a couple months ago, and one of my coworkers, who's like pretty new, and she literally sits down and she has like this bracelet, and she sits down and her bracelet falls off, and she was like, yeah, like that's been happening lately. And I was like, interesting. Can I see it?
Oh my God.
I was like, can I just take a little look? And she was like, yeah, it's just like, she's like, it's just old. It was like I think it was like her grandfather bought it for her grandmother when they were like first dating or something, right? So she's like, it's just really old and it like doesn't stay on very well, because it's one of those that has the like, we love a visual on the podcast.
Yeah,
so you know when you have the like the clasp and then the little like squeezy part that like goes inside like that, and it's supposed to like snap out and hold, but it's just old metal, so it doesn't spring that much anymore, so it doesn't hold. But it also had two little claspy things like wings around the side that are supposed to like snap onto these little like balls that stick out, right? And so I was like, it really should stay on with that. And she was like, yeah, I think they've just like gotten loose or whatever. And I was like, do you mind if I try to fix it? And she was like, no, go nuts. And I was like, okay, great, I'll be right back. And I like go to my desk and I come back and she's like, do you just have a pair of pliers? And I was like, maybe.
How many tools
Maybe I do.
do you have at your desk?
So I'm
Leigh?
sitting there with a pair of pliers just like trying to fix her thing. And I was like, I mean, I want to be careful because I'm like, it's like an old piece of jewelry, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'm going to like, I have like a piece of cloth like wrapped around the metal so I don't like scratch it and stuff. But I fixed her bracelet, and she said it has not fallen off since then. So I was like, crushed it. But yeah, I was like, listen, you're gonna learn this about me. Like, if you don't want me to fix your problem immediately, like, don't say it around me. Just don't tell me about it.
Yeah, it will be fixed.
It will be fixed, or it will drive me crazy if I can't. So this has now become the only thing I care about right now. Like, work, never heard of her. I gotta fix your bracelet. Okay.
I love it. You know what? It's a good skill to have for your coworkers. They should be very happy.
I thought so. Okay, should we take a hot break and then come back and do our least gay things? This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. And as we head into Thanksgiving time, I want to start by thanking my wife, Kelsey, who has not only listened to just about every episode of this podcast for 8 seasons now, but who also is the only reason I'm able to make time to record it every week. She takes the kids, gets them dinner, and gets them ready for bed just so that Ellie and I can come on and yell about gay things into each other's faces for an hour. So here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people you're grateful for in your life, including yourself. I've been in therapy for a long time now, and one thing that's so important about therapy is how it teaches you to be more intentional. And being intentional about gratitude and how to show that to the people you appreciate is just one of the many benefits that I've gotten from therapy over the years. If you've been thinking of starting therapy, consider giving BetterHelp a try. I know how hard it can be to find time for regular therapy, and BetterHelp is designed to be flexible and convenient for your schedule. You can fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you want to start being more intentional about gratitude in your life, visit betterhelp.com/Lez Hang Out today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Lez Hang Out.
Lez Hang Out.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can be a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help you find options within your budget. Try it today at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states. For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, and when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm. For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, and when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Okay. Are you ready, Ellie? Because I feel like this is going to be the hardest one for us.
Yes.
Do you want to start with you again, or do you want to like turn the tables?
Let's turn the tables. Let's switch it up.
Okay. I'm going to go first. I'll tell you what I think are the least gay things about me, and then you can destroy my life. Ready? Okay. What I came up with as my least gay thing about me, if I had to rank them, I put being a child bride. Because that just...
What the fuck?
I was very young when I got married.
Okay, yes.
Extremely young, and that feels very heterosexual to me.
Yes.
Like, I feel like you don't run into a ton of gay people. Like, listen, we might be the type to be like, oh my gosh, my first girlfriend, my soulmate, right? Like, I get that about us, but we legally couldn't actually get married to that person.
I feel like you're also like, okay, my soulmate, and then you wait, like...
And then you wait, exactly.
Yeah.
So the fact that...
But that was also simultaneously gay and not gay of you.
It was, but I feel like it leans more, like, weird, like, trad wife, like, quiverful
You
type
are a
of
trad
personality. Like,
I cannot.
yeah, right? As people say about me all the time,
All the
trad
time.
wife Leigh.
All the time.
No, I just feel like on the scale of things, like, usually when you say, like, oh yeah, my friend, she got married at age, like, 24, you know, like, You
People
don't
are like,
expect that that's going to be a giant
"Oh."
dyke.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's what I put up. If I had to rank, like, if people learned a fact about me that would seem the least gay, that's what I put up there.
Mhm.
I think for my runner up for myself, I put like the sheer, again, just by the numbers, sheer number of heterosexual married couples that we now hang out with on a
Yeah.
regular basis, because a lot of our life is like, our social life is our kids, and we hang out with very wonderful, loving straight people, you know. I'm friends with some great straight people, love the straights, but it's a very
That's rough.
we have a very heterosocial circle at the moment. So
I'm so sorry about that.
I know, it's like the opposite of what you said about yourself. You were saying that, and I was just like, oh
Aw.
no, I am not gay.
It has been confirmed.
There's so many straight people.
No. Okay. Yeah, that is very depressing.
I hate it for me. You're welcome. I know.
I know. I hate that for you too. I really do.
Maybe if more gay people would just like get married in their young 20s and have like kids, you know, like we could fix something.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is just marry her, young gays. She's probably the one.
That's it. That's it. All right.
I don't mean it. I take it back.
Yeah. Wait on that, everyone. Wait on that.
Us on this podcast all the time. You don't have to marry the first girl you date.
Unless you're Leigh.
Unless you're me.
Second.
So
Second
true.
girl.
I mean, yeah, that also is the least gay thing about me. It's just like the number of girls I've dated.
Yeah.
2.
Quite small.
It's not good.
Sample size, but that's okay. What if you are actually straight, Leigh? You just never tried it.
Don't even jump about it. Take it back, Ellie.
You just never tried. Okay. So here's one thing that I have as the least gay thing about you, which I don't know how to say this.
No, hit me.
Hit
me with it.
In the
Don't
right
be
way.
gentle.
No, it's more sad. It's more it's just sad all around. But you have money.
That's so true.
Which
so
is like
true.
depressing as fuck. Just because queer people historically, statistically, we're in a rough spot. You know? You own a house.
We're not doing great.
You got some shit. You paid to you were able to afford having those babies.
I know.
You know?
To be fair, having them was didn't cost us much. We went the cheapest
Well,
route
yeah, the
imaginable.
aftermath. The raising them.
Yes, raising them is expensive. You know what's so funny too is like I do legitimately feel that way a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like we should clarify when Ellie says like I have money. It's like we are
Lee's rich.
comfortably middle class. Like we are the middle class that like all of our like boomer generation used to be, you know, where you're like, wow, you own a like comfortable enough house for your family to live in, like luxury. Exactly.
You own a home.
Yeah.
And you can afford to send your kids to school.
Yep.
That's it.
There
and that is quite straight of you.
It really is. It's so
Unfortunately,
true,
I'm
though.
so sorry, other gays. Like, we're all doing our best out here.
No wonder we don't have more queer friends. We all can't afford kids.
Exactly.
It's so valid.
It's rough. So I'm sorry to shade you on that, but and I also feel like
I'll take it. I mean, I can't be mad about that, honestly. I was expecting something so much more cutting about me as a person.
That's it. And then the other thing.
Okay, hit me. I'm ready.
Maybe least gay / queer.
Okay.
I think is related to your trad wife status.
Do it.
Is you are like hardcore monogamous.
I know.
Like hardcore. And I feel like it's a big thing in the queer community to be like open, free, poly. And you're like, I love my wife.
You know what's so funny though? Is like, I feel like I am extremely monogamous. I think what's gay about me is not the monogamy of it. It's the boringness of how monogamous I am, because the reality is, like, Kelsey and I talk about this all the time, I'm like such a not jealous person, right? Mm-hmm. So we were just talking about this because Kelsey went on vacation with a friend for a weekend, and it was just like her, a friend that she went to grad school with, and they like just went to like a little Airbnb for the weekend. And like Kelsey was texting me at one point, and like what she had texted me, I was like, oh, they must have gotten like a 1-bedroom Airbnb. Like, I don't remember what it was. I think she had said something about like, oh, it's so funny. She was like, I keep being the first person to fall asleep, which like I'm not used to because like she always falls asleep before me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I wonder if they're like in a 1-bedroom, like they must be sharing a bed or something. Had never come up, and my honest response was just like, oh, cool.
Okay.
Like whatever. And it was so funny because I was telling her when she got back, and she was like, oh yeah, we just like had a 1-bedroom, and I was like, yeah, like great.
Yep.
Who cares? And she was laughing because we were laughing about I think I told you when we did it wasn't 54 Below, it was when we went and did the karaoke in New York.
Yes.
And there's that super cute photo of you and I singing
You've got me. Yeah.
at karaoke, right? Where we're both giving each other this look. And I posted it, and she was like, oh my God, it was the funniest thing when I posted that photo on my Instagram, and one of our friends like reached out to her and was like, whoa, is there like something you need to worry about there? And she was just like, funny.
No.
She was like, so funny of you to ever say that. And she's like, of all the people to like ever worry about, she's like, why would I ever worry about Leigh cheating on me? Like, and I feel like
it's
that's the
literally
problem, is I'm
impossible.
like, yeah, I'm like, if Kelsey came to me tomorrow and was like, I don't know, I feel like I never had the opportunity to like date around or like see anyone else, I'd be like, okay,
Sure.
cool. Like, if you think you can find time, great. Like, don't, I mean,
It's just a
in
time
our-
it's just a
in our
time
life
constraint.
these days,
Just a
but
time
I'm like,
constraint.
I can't imagine being jealous about it. I don't think I would be jealous about it. And also, I can't picture Kelsey really wanting that, so it's like not really an issue. But I feel like I am extremely monogamous, but not even in like a fun, jealous I'm just like, eh.
The most boring version.
Just like, I'm like a wife guy, and I'm like, what happened here? Like, I'm just
See?
like, well,
You're so trad.
but I know I really am. Boo, I'm
You're
so
so
boring and
trad.
lame. I'm so sorry.
It's
I'm so
okay,
sorry,
Leigh.
queers. I've let you down.
It's okay, Leigh. You also have a dog, and lesbians historically don't like dogs.
What? Since when? This is slander, and I will hear none of it.
Lesbians only like cats.
You have a dog.
And that's why I'm not gay. See, I didn't go. I didn't know where do you think I was gonna go with that, Leigh? I wasn't trying to stab you in the heart with the least gay.
Now
about
I can't tell if I'm
you.
gonna
So
stab
now
you
you're
in the
gonna
heart.
stab me.
I'm so sorry. Do you want to go
Wow.
first? Do you want to like warm us up? What's the least gay thing about you, Ellie?
Well, okay, so that's what I'm saying at the beginning. Because all the gay stereotypes are freaking butch, I'm like, oh, God damn it. I guess I'll do. Let me pick my like top ones.
Yeah, if you hit all the obvious ones, because I tried to go non-obvious for you, because I think we know what the obvious ones are.
I guess. I mean, okay. As much as you will be recognized in Home Depot, like, don't give me a hammer. Like, please don't make me assemble
Yes.
furniture.
So true.
I will harm myself and others.
Yeah, you're not a handy person.
I am not.
No.
Please don't.
I've
do
seen
it.
you fish though.
Yeah, but not of my own free will. So
I'm
okay,
just saying I've seen it happen.
You've
That's
seen
all.
it. Yeah, you've seen it.
I can vouch for like that.
And in the terms of animals, I am really not a cat person. I've been scared of cats since I was very young.
I feel like it's funny you saying that too, because I'm like, I don't dislike cats. I prefer dogs. I also just am mildly allergic to cats. So
I am
this
terrified.
feels like an unfair thing to hold against us. Is all.
No,
I'm saying.
I'm terrified. We have another friend. Well, Rebecca, you know Rebecca. She
I do know
runs
Rebecca.
our trivia. Runs.
I've met
I'm putting
Rebecca.
it
Yeah.
putting it in present tense during the universe. So her and her girlfriend just got a new kitten, and we went over to their house, and the kitten was there, and I was like, oh yeah, kittens are cute, whatever, but I'm like still scared. And they're like, oh, she's so cute and sweet. At one point, I'm watching TV. She grabbed onto my foot,
Yeah.
and she was like playing with my foot like it was a toy, and I was like, no, we're not having this. We are not having this. And their other cat, we were playing a game we were eating dinner one day. And at one point I'm sitting there the cat, with their claws, grabbed onto my ponytail, and it's pulling my hair, and I froze. And I was like, help. Help. And they will not let me live it down. They're like, oh, she was just playing. I'm like, okay, my dog is not playing by eating other people.
Okay, I'm gonna say now that you putting this as a least gay thing about me is a little bit projection because
Yeah, because it's me.
because I am not afraid of cats. I just find it hard to live with a cat because it makes my throat itchy.
Because it'll make you sick. Yeah, that old thing. No, but I'm like,
Ellie's
no.
like, the least gay thing about you, Leigh, is how you don't have a cat. Also, here are 48 things that I hate about cats.
Come for me, cat people. I'm ready.
Do it. Do it. Get after her.
I'm ready. So those are my big ones, I think. Those are the big boys for me.
Here's what
You really
I'm
are trying
so
to wreck
sorry.
me.
I'm so sorry for this first one, but I couldn't help myself because I assumed you were gonna hit some of the obvious things about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting, I didn't even go the like you're femme, which like I mean to me that isn't a not gay thing about people.
I know,
but I feel like you're right that it's like when you look up the stereotypes, it's all like, are you butch enough? So like I wanted desperately not to go that route. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I said. I think is the least gay thing about you. You eat like a boring American.
That's fine. I'll take
Which
it.
I feel like queer people overall, I feel like if you picture us, like we seem cultured, we seem worldly, right?
Yeah. Not me.
And I feel like it's not like you won't eat things, but I think if
I
go
were
through,
to choose, I would have
Yeah.
pizza and burgers every single day.
yes. Yeah.
So, and I also am not a vegetarian, so.
Now, I will say I will counterpoint that with I would put on your gayest things, which I didn't put on my list, but if I was going to keep going, I would put your unironic love of oysters
Oh, I love them.
as one of the gayest things about you. But
Agreed. And
otherwise, I would
seafood.
say
And
you
seafood.
eat like yeah. You eat like a pretty
Oh, yeah, quite boring.
uninspired, like cultural foodie diet, which I would say like a lot of gay people are like foodies. Like gay people seem
It's true. Every time I go out with my gay friends, I'm like, take me to the restaurant, tell me what to order, and I'll eat it. But like, I'm not choosing.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I put as my top least gay thing about you.
Mhm.
My second least gay thing about you is possibly less about you, but I just feel like in general, I put your family, which I mean in a very specific way, which is that like you have such a close, positive relationship with a lot of your family. It feels very not gay.
Oh, so this is depressing. So this is my like depressing
Yes.
for everyone else, gays.
Depressing for everyone else.
Leigh
It's
has
not like,
money
your
and I have a
family-
supportive family.
Yes. Exactly correct. It's just like, oh, your mom loves you so much and supports you and is so happy for you and like she's so supportive and loving. And like, oh, your brother who is one of the most like Boston guys.
Like aggressively straight man. Yeah.
Yes. Who is just
Was
like
in our musical.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, Joe is just like, fucking love my gay sister. And I'm like, what is this? Like, what kind of fucked up Dorchester Boston family is this? What are they? They love you.
Yeah,
they
you're right.
Don't
It's
care
so
that you're
fucked
gay.
up.
They're what, happy for you? The fuck is that nonsense, Ellie?
It is
Feels
actually
very not gay at all, if you ask me.
You're so right. It's so straight of me.
It really is.
It is.
My family just loves me and supports me and wants me to be happy. What? No.
Yeah, no
Nonsense.
no gay family trauma, and that is pretty fucked up of me.
Oh, I came out and my mom was like, I knew it. What? No, come on.
I
Bullshit.
know. I know.
So that's what I came up with as my least gay thing about you.
I'm so sorry, other gays. It is also so like on a like sad personal note, but my mom is just the best. But there's like
She is the best.
she comes to all of our femme shows, right?
Of course she does.
And there's
because your
certain-
mom's great.
She's the best. And there's certain people in the audience who are like, oh my God, like, I wish you were my mom. Like, I don't talk to my mom because she doesn't
Yeah.
support me and blah, blah, blah. And my mom, like,
And I bet your mom is just like crushed by
She
this.
gets so upset.
Yeah.
She gets so upset.
Because your mom could not even imagine. Like,
I know.
could
I'm
never
going to start
imagine.
crying. Good.
I know.
But yeah, it is very sad. But also, if you live in the Boston area and you want a supportive mom, she'll be your mom. Wasn't there there was this woman who did like a whole I'll be your mom thing at Pride, right? That would be my mom.
Listen, I find myself doing that shit. It's like you come across a TikTok sometimes with some 17-year-old who's like, I came out and my parents don't want to talk to me anymore. And I'm like, I am your dad now. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Leigh,
I'm not I'm not gonna look much older than you, but this is how it is.
This is it. You're gonna use your privilege for good. Your house that doesn't have enough rooms for your family is gonna be filled with teenagers.
There you go. Listen, we'll make it happen. Okay, any other least gay things about you that we have to cover, or can we do our superlatives? Because I did write superlatives.
Okay, let's do our superlatives. I'm sorry I jumped the gun on those, but let's do them.
I went very specific with my superlatives, and again, I did all my things in twos, so I narrowed my superlatives for you down to most likely to and least likely to.
Okay.
I'm really proud of my least likely to, but I'm going to start with my most likely to. My most likely to for you is if I had to vote for you for our high school yearbooks, I would vote you most likely to charm your way into a political scandal. And
what does that mean?
Here's what I mean by this is I think you are an extremely charming, schmoozy, networky kind of person. Also, I feel like you have a knack for finding yourself in the weirdest fucking shit. And so I feel like you absolutely would be like, oh, I charmed myself into I picked up this girl at a bar, and now it turns out that
it's Kamala.
Like 100%, right? You'd be like, oh, this girl picked me up in the bathroom of this random fucking karaoke bar I was in because she thought my rendition of this song was just the best thing. But also, she's secretly, she's a closeted Republican who now got photographed with me. And you'd be like, Ellie, what the fuck? How did you do this?
You know what? The creativity of that is...
You're welcome. Listen, I didn't want to go classic. I don't want to go boring. We're not doing
so
most
good.
likely to be famous. No, fuck that. We're going specific
so
here.
Good. That was so good.
This is what I would vote for you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
All right, so I need to do yours because I already gave you 10 of them, but
hit me with your top one. What's your most likely to?
Okay.
The problem is I'm so much more boring than you are.
Not true. But I feel I just thought this one was funny. The most likely to own a tattoo vinyl record is my favorite one.
I wish I was a vinyl person. Listen, I don't have that much time or money.
I know.
I have some money, but not that much money. That's an expensive hobby.
I know. If you had a record player, you would be this is it. All the things it would be only lesbian records.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
From a certain
Maybe I should
time
do that. I
period.
should just only buy lesbian vinyls. That would really save, cut down the collection, you know?
Yes.
Do you think there's a Chapel Roan? Is there a vinyl?
Oh, there for sure.
There has to be.
There has to be.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, Rise and Fall. Yeah, you can buy it. But yeah, and then the other one that I said was more just specific to you. Most likely to win at Queer Trivia.
So true. Listen,
Every
I will
week.
have you know that I do go to a Queer Trivia regularly around here, and my team's doing great.
I'm not surprised by that.
We're doing really well, okay? It is largely carried by me and Leigh from History.
Double Leigh. Yeah, double Leigh.
Double Leigh.
Yeah. Of course.
Of course. Because we cover a decent amount of they have the queer history knowledge. I have the modern day media knowledge. We're doing good. We're doing good.
You've got it all.
There you go. Okay, do you want my least likely to for you?
Yes.
If I was going to vote you least likely to, I apologize so deeply, Ellie. I would vote you least likely to survive a zombie apocalypse.
So true though. I mean, I'm useless.
Your skill set disappears so quickly.
I have only soft skills.
You can't charm a zombie.
Only
you can't
soft
talk your way
skills,
out of that.
no cardio, no, like, I cannot shoot a gun. Like, don't put me in
Yeah.
an archery team. Like,
We'd be like, Ellie, barricade that one window. And you'd be like, I don't know where the nails are. And also, I keep hitting my hand. And now I've been eaten.
yeah, I would be dead before I got to that window. Like, we're screwed. We are so screwed. That's so valid.
I just think we have to acknowledge our weaknesses as well, you know?
I agree.
Listen, you have a lot going for you in not a post-apocalyptic landscape. That's all.
Okay. I didn't think of one before this because I was not going for the least. I was going for the most and I forgot about the least. But here we go. This is also very specific. Least likely to have an affair with a plumber.
So true. So true.
Or wait, Candace, right?
Damn it, Bet.
Yeah. Least likely to hook up with someone that's not your partner in a jail cell.
You know, I just
can't see you doing any of those things.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Least likely to have a lover, Cindy. I don't know why I just keep going.
All of my superlatives are now L-word moments.
Yeah. Least likely to follow a stranger into a bathroom.
Meanwhile, no one voted Ellie least likely to possibly kill her partner's cat, which, like, I don't know, Ellie. I don't know what that's saying about you.
Yeah.
Watch it, Moby. Watch
You know
yourself,
what?
okay?
I think I've lasted
R.I.P.
this long.
Mr. Piddles.
I think it's gonna be okay. Dead.
Incredible. Well, listen, I think we've learned a lot about our gayest lives.
We
and our
really
least gay
have.
lives.
I mean, any listeners who feel like, you know,
Oh my gosh, yes.
at this point you know us. You've known us for longer than a lot of other people have known us, actually. If you've been here since the beginning.
So true.
Let us know what you think the least and most gay things are about us. Love to hear it.
This is just gonna allow Dur to unleash like a
Completely
slew
just
of things
tear
at
us apart, please.
Incredible. Yeah, please hit us up. We need to know. We need to know what are the things that you know define our best gay lives, or lack thereof. That's what we're dying to know.
All right, you ready for our Q and Gay, Leigh?
I'm so ready.
Q and gay.
Question number 1. What is the gayest thing about you? A, you're handy. B, you're talented. C, you own a Subaru. Or D, you love astrology.
Wow, well, I guess out of this list I have to go handy. No.
Mhm. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You also are talented, Leigh. Don't
Aw,
short
thanks, Ellie.
sell yourself.
No, stop it.
Don't. Don't do it.
Question 2, Ellie. What's the least gay thing about you? A, you have money. B, you have a supportive family. C, you're super monogamous. Or D, you eat like shit.
Oh my god. And also how fucking depressing is it when we're like, the least gay things about us are we don't have certain traumas.
Yeah, vague positive things about your life.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with B, supportive family. You're so right. You're so right. Love them for it. Okay. Question number 3. What's the gayest food you love? A, oysters. B, kale. C, granola. Or D, papaya.
Woof. I guess granola. You know what the thing is like I always say I don't super like kale all that much, but I did order a kale and butternut squash like burrito bowl yesterday from this place that we go to, and it's so fucking bomb. And I do love it, but I'm still gonna go with granola. I think in a general sense I'm kind of meh about kale for the most part.
You are a crunchy
Yeah,
granola lesbian.
That does sound right.
Mm-hmm.
Question 4, Ellie. How many of your friends have you slept with? Out of A, none. B, 1 to 2. C, 3 to 5. Or D, 5 to 10?
Great question. I'm gonna go with C, 3 to 5, which I think is
That's fine.
respectable.
That's fine.
Considering quite respectable number there.
I mean, on a gay scale,
I'm
yeah,
sure they're
that's downright prudish, right?
That's not bad. Exactly. Yeah. Could be more. But here we are. All right. Question number 5. What would you have been voted in high school? A, class clown. B, most likely to be famous, C, best smile, or D, gayest?
I'm gonna say gayest, even though I think I've only gotten gayer since high school. So
Yeah, so it's like gayer because you hadn't reached peak
Yeah, so
gayness.
true.
I see that for you though.
But I was pretty gay in high school. I did bring a girl to both
I
of
know,
my
you're
proms.
so lucky.
Like, it's not like it was. I wasn't hiding in the closet. Let's put it that way. I think
Everyone knew.
realistically,
And I'm
I would
sure
have
you're
been
one of-
voted like a nerd. But I mean, listen, out of this list,
You know what?
we're gonna go by what defined us.
Gay, gay, untalented.
Yeah, what do they call them in bottoms? Untalented gays.
Yeah, untalented. Gays.
Anyways, gayest. I would have
Love
voted
it.
gayest, Ellie, is what we're going with, okay? Who asked you?
No surprise there. And remember, you can give us your own answers to this episode's Q&A questions on our Twitter at Lez Hang Out Pod.
Let me hear you say hip, 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 well, yeah.
We love hearing from all of you, and we love continuing to build this community. So we just want to shout out some of our favorite things every episode. This episode, it's a bittersweet shout out for Ellie and I, because we realized, as I'm sure anyone else who went to Croatia with us probably is having their phone do an attack on them, because it keeps being like, 1 year ago today, here you were
Aw.
in Split. 1 year ago today, here you were taking these photos. So it's been 1 year since our trip to Croatia, and so we just want to shout out all of our faves who came to Croatia with us and made it the best fucking time. And we can't wait to do another trip because we had such a blast. So there you go. 1 year, a bittersweet memory from my phone /attack.
As always, I want to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons, Mark Foster,
Lizette Stye,
Adi Benitez,
Sophia Phillips,
and Armani Gucci.
and our King Princess patrons, Amy and Ellen.
And Andrea Doucette, thank you so much for supporting the show. We could not make it without you.
Remember, you can find us on all of the social medias. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Lez Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at lezhangoutpod@gmail.com.
You can check out our website at lezhangoutpod.com.
Whatever app you use for podcasts, make sure you subscribe so you'll be the first to know when new episodes drop.
We also have videos going up on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe at youtube.com/lezhangoutpod to catch those.
Let's Hang Out is an independently produced show hosted by us with audio production by me. Our production assistant is Kristen Murison, and other podcasting shenanigans by Leigh Holmes Foster.
If you want to help support the podcast, the first thing you can do, leave us a rating and a review on whatever app you use to listen to podcasts. It helps new people find the show.
And if you want bonus episodes, Patreon-only Discord chat, and all kinds of other fun bonus perks while also helping us make the show, you can join our Patreon at bit.ly/lespatreon.
If you want to get our Lez Hang Out designs on all of our merch, you can get t-shirts, you can get dad hats, you can get cool iced coffee cups. You can find all of our stuff at bit.ly/lesmerch.
And remember, we have a queer production company making queer podcast musicals with guaranteed happy endings that you can find everywhere at $beanprod.
You can also check out our website, dollarbeanproductions.com.
You can listen to all the episodes of our first show, The Flame, on any podcasting app.
And our second show, Journey to the Heart, also up anywhere you listen to podcasts. And if you want to help support us in making more musicals, you can join our Patreon at bit.ly/dollarbeanpatreon.
If you want to follow us individually, you can follow me at Ellie Brigida on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at LSH Foster.
With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Leigh. And,
And
let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast, and with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.